Hey guys, Chris here. You join me here in a 2020 Tesla Model 3 long range. I've actually borrowed this car from a very good friend of mine who's actually told me to rip this car apart if I don't like it, because he's actually bought this car not because he's a Tesla fanboy, but because he needs an EV, and this just fits very practically with his current life situation, with charging, with range, with price, the practicality of this car, and the fact that this car has a trailer hitch. That is a problem that a lot of you guys are encountering, that you want an EV, but you have to spend a lot of money if you want an EV with a trailer hitch. This fixes the problem. He's actually moved from an e-Golf and into this because, well, it's a more practical car. And I think that represents most of you people out there who are looking to buy a Tesla Model 3. You're buying it because you're not, mostly a car fan. You're buying it because you need an EV because of your life situation, your living situation. Maybe you live in a city where you have, toll roads that make it very expensive to go through the city. Maybe you live in a country which gives you, tax rebates, tax kickbacks if you buy an EV. Depending on your situation, most of you guys are buying a Tesla Model 3 because it's practical. So I think his situation, represents most of you people out there. So today we're doing a quick test drive of this car, just a few hours. So I'm not going to dive too deep into the details. And guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Chris and I do car reviews. I'm going to do a lot more EV content in the future. I just bought my own Audi e-tron 55 Quattro. Actually, if you want to check out videos on that car, please click the link up there in the right corner. So be sure to subscribe and like this video for more EV content. The first thing you notice when getting into this Tesla Model 3 is actually the steering wheel is tiny. Look at this thing, and you also don't have an instrument cluster in front of your face. You have instead this rather large touchscreen, which at first is quite overwhelming. When you first sit in this car, it felt too close, but after sitting here for a while, I think the distance is nice. And also, if you see here, the reach distance to reach the screen. You have this beautiful map here, which is looks like to be Google Maps, and then you have your speedometer, your car functions here, on the left hand. I'm not going to dive too deep into what you have here, but you have, charging. This is in Norwegian. You have energy consumption. You have also entertainment over here, and you also have toys. You can press the car button there to, go into settings, lights, locks, your screen. You can also do driving. Here is your acceleration. You can go chill or standard acceleration. Standard gives the typical signature EV responsiveness and the power of this car. This is, as I said, the Model 3 long range. This car has 450 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in something like 3.2 or 3.3 seconds, which is crazy. It has a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack, giving it an EPA estimated range of 518 kilometers. You also have your steering here, the weight of the steering, and you also have regen. And also this is the way the car when you step off the brake, if you want it to creep or just roll out or hold the brake. I like it when it creeps. So I'm not going to dive too much into this infotainment system. I'm going to do a separate video on the interior. But first impressions is that, I've read a lot about the Teslas not having nice interiors, and I have an e-tron I've had for, a little more than a week. I think the materials here are very acceptable. Also, fit and finish looks to be nice. This is a brand new car. Early Model 3s might have issues, but, fit and finish is nothing to complain about. Again, I come from Audi, which are, probably the best in the business. The materials are nice. This faux leather feels nice. This is like an Alcantara type of material, feels very nice. And also this soft touch plastics. This open pore wood here is quite nice. I like the design and the way this looks. And also these seats, I'm just going to move my camera back there so you can see the seat here properly. Simple design, but you know, the cushioning is very, very soft. I do like the way the seats are, and also this huge expansive glass roof is beautiful. And also the rear seats, well, are nicely sized. He's comparing this to my friend. He's test driven a lot of cars. He says it's similar in interior space to a BMW 3 Series. Okay, first time driving a Tesla Model 3, and the first thing, you know, you really notice is just how low the hood is and the cowl. I'm set a bit higher than I usually am, maybe, but I have really good visibility out of the windshield here, and I can also see the front fender there on the left side. It makes me be able to place this car very easily, so it's a very different sensation than something like my Audi e-tron or something like, you know, an Audi A4, which would be a similar size car than this. But I feel like I'm sitting very low. Maybe I'm sitting lower than I would in a normal, you know, compact luxury sports sedan. But, well, you can see the road. I mean, this almost feels like a 911. And by this point, if you guys have seen many Tesla Model 3 videos, I'm probably saying stuff that other reviewers have said. But I've never driven a Tesla Model 3, guys. I've barely driven a Tesla Model S. I am very new to this whole Tesla thing. And yeah, so the camera there is just washing out. The sun is here on my left side. Suddenly it became very sunny. So let's do an acceleration run here when we hit this green light. And yeah. Okay, so yeah. That was the speed limit very quickly. I don't think I did any launch mode there, but yeah, this thing is, and torque and power is instant. Yeah, I can definitely understand why people like to drive this car. From the onset here, it feels quite sporty, but my reference point is, you know, my Audi e-tron, which I've actually done almost 2,500 kilometers in a little more than a week. And yeah, that instant torque, that instant power makes you just, there was just the smallest of gaps there in the roundabout, but makes me, you know, oh yeah. Trying to drive and speak at the same time when this car is just, oh, wow. So it's most definitely really, really fast, and that's the Tesla key. I'm just gonna move that here, and then, you know, my blinker is even on here. How do I cancel that? So the torque is instant, but you don't get that same sensation as in a, you know, combustion powered car that would have the same acceleration numbers. Because you don't even have any sound. At least my e-tron makes this fake Jetson sound like a Porsche Taycan also does. This is just dead silent, so you don't get any sensation other than the G-forces and that all the scenery is just moving past you quicker. So okay, so you have to self-cancel the blinker by pressing it almost all the way down. But you sit low, you feel low. This feels sporty. This small steering wheel feels very nice in hands. The car feels very darty. It feels very direct. First impressions is that I have very positive feelings for this car. You know, I went to this almost wanting to rip it because my friend told me to rip it. But yeah. So I'm going to do some more driving. This is my first impressions. I'm going to do some more driving and get back to you guys. So let's put this car into autopilot, then we kick this. I'm just going to zoom out here for you guys. We will kick this all the way down. We should have autopilot. Do we have auto steer? Why don't we have auto steer? So I'm not sure why this isn't working. My friend told me to put it all the way down. There, autopilot, sorry. Okay, so the car is now doing the lane keep, the steering, acceleration, and braking by itself. So the cars I have experience with is Volvo's Pilot Assist version 2, which came out in 2017. Lets you, it is one of the best out there. It lets you take your hands off the steering wheel for an extended amount of time, but not too long. But this system just lets you, basically do hands-free driving. So let's just increase the maximum speed here to 87. That is indicated here. We all know from real-life driving that, the real speed is actually closer to 80. So it wants me to put my hands on the steering wheel, and I am doing that. But this is very cool how you can see the cameras are working. This sensor here on the left side, and also this showing the lines here. So if I want to go into the right lane, I have a Toyota RAV4 there on my right side. It is passing me. So let's just decrease the speed here, let him pass, and let's see how lane change will work. So let's kick this car, put on the blinkers, and will it change lanes for us? No, it won't. Or is it changing lanes? I'm not sure. Nope. So as I said, I am a real noob when it comes to this. There. So let's try this in the left lane. No. So it won't change lanes for us. I'm not sure why. I might be doing this wrong, but yeah, this is, I understand why people say autopilot is the best auto steer system on the market. I'm actually very impressed by this Tesla Model 3. I went into this video, just expecting it to be another mid-sized luxury sports sedan, of course from a brand like Tesla. I knew it would be different, and I am a huge fan of the Tesla Model S. I remember when it came out back in 2012, I was a huge fan. It was a large revolution, and then the Model X came, and compared to the Model S, I think that is one of the ugliest cars out there. I just think it looks, I don't like the looks of it, to put it nicely, and that is in a huge contrast to the Model S, which is a car I do like. The exterior styling of this I put somewhere in between the Model S and the Model X, somewhere in between there, a bit more towards the Model X than the Model S. I think the Model Y does the design language of this car better than this does it. But still, it serves a function, but it's really on the interior where you sit, where I think they have really, made this car work. Yes, it doesn't have the best materials. They are nice enough. This car has no build quality issues other than, some rattles here from the center console. The panel gaps here on the interior are perfectly fine. This infotainment system I talked enough about. Wireless charging, lots of storage, cup holders, the steering wheel. The quality could probably be nicer, and it's at the level where it should be as a minimum, but it is good enough. And compared to something like a Volkswagen ID3, which I drove quite recently, this is like 10 classes above it. So yeah, this interior, in contrast to the exterior, is in my opinion quite impressive. So there we have it, guys. That was my test drive, my short test drive, just a few hours with the Tesla Model 3 long range. And as I said, I went into this video almost wanting to hate this car, but well, there aren't many things I actually don't like about it. As I said, I'm not a fan of the design. It is fine, and it's not the most practical car. I wish they made it a hatchback so it would be a bit more practical, maybe a bit bigger on the inside, and also the trunk a bit bigger. But other than that, I love the way it drives. The driving dynamics are quite amazing on this car. You sit low, the visibility is amazing, the locale. I love the interior. It is simple, but I actually do like the materials. I like the design, the fit and finish is nice, and also that central infotainment screen, that is just awesome. I mean, that's mind-blowing. Just love that central infotainment screen, and also the tech, the autopilot, the amazing backup camera. Yeah, I really do like this car, and for the price, the performance you get 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, 450 horsepower, and that range of 518 kilometers an hour with charging speeds up to 250 kilowatts. Well, what is there not to love, guys? So that is it. That's my short test drive on this, the 2020 Tesla Model 3 long range. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.